What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and today we got the update notification which had new refinery, a lot of new stuff which we didn't know in the FEH channel, so we're gonna be discussing that in this video, and you can also feel free to do that in the comments. So with that said, let us begin. Eir is going to be the first mythic unit to get a weapon refine, and that's why she's in the center of the picture. So she did get her remix, she's got Sparkling Boost Plus, and also has Attack Resistance Unity in Slot A. Now Eir is always going to be a good unit because of the fact that she can help you in ether raids for your scoring, and a lot of people have built up Eir merges over the years who have been playing ether raids, so people are going to be using her, but having a good refine can definitely help her be much better in terms of combat because she can struggle at times against the modern units. So I'm really excited to see what kind of refine she might end up having. I feel like because a lot of people use Temari Eir, they might have some kind of supportive capability in her weapon because she's mostly used like that in ether raids nowadays. She was used really offensively like a couple of years back, but now a lot more supportive role. So I'm really excited for her refine and cannot wait to see what it is going to be because I do have +7 Eir on my free-to-play account. And Hrid also got his remix. He has got Freezing Seal 2 and Attack Defense Menace, and his weapon refine is definitely going to be the deciding factor of how good he can be, because remix is good, but like being a sword cavalier, he has got a ton of competition, and if he ends up having Kanto in his weapon refine, I think he would be a really solid unit because he could function in the mix phase with his bulk and with his follow-up negation and auto follow-up, and that could definitely make him a pretty solid unit. So I hope he can get that because he's going to be running his exclusive skill in the slot B, so he cannot really run a trace skill, so having Kanto in his weapon would be really nice. Adrift Camilla is also going to be getting a weapon refine, and Adrift Corins did get their weapon refine and it actually ended up being really solid. So Adrift Camilla could also get something like that, but I feel like her weapon refine is probably going to be having both offensive and support capability because her stat spread is basically gearing towards her functioning as a one-shot unit, and there's a ton of competition when it comes to being a speedy red mage flyer. Like we have got Duo Byleth, we have got Constance, so it's a bit hard for Camilla, and that's why I feel like they're probably going to be having some kind of supportive role attached with her weapon refine. And the next unit that we have is going to be Legault. So he is a 3-star 4-star unit, so I don't really have the biggest expectation out of him, but still he could end up getting a pretty decent weapon refine. Legault doesn't really have the highest base attack, so a weapon refine that could improve his damage output, maybe some kind of true damage, would definitely help him a lot. And I'm not really too sure if they're going to be building up on cleaner dagger or they're going to be having a completely different weapon. So being a colorless dagger is definitely really competitive as well, especially when Yuri just got released on a Hero Fest banner. So Legault definitely needs some solid weapon refine to make him really strong and really good. And we also have Jamke as the grail option this time. Jamke can definitely work with an offensive weapon refine, and I hope he gets that. The Grand Hero Battle refines have been pretty nice with Julius, Wallheart and stuff like that, so I hope that Jamke can get a piece of that pie and get a very solid bow. I believe he did have Pursuit and Adept in FE4, so maybe they could have some kind of way of including those skills in his weapon refine and make him really good offensive colorless archer from the Grail pool. And a surprise unit this batch is actually going to be Lugh. So he did recently get added into the 4-star special raid. So Lugh, for the entirety ever since he got launched, he has mainly been used for fodder as far as I know. I haven't really faced any kind of heavily invested Lugh yet in Arena Assault or Ether raids anywhere. So he's definitely a kind of unit who needs a very solid refine to stand out because he's not available at lower rarity. So I think that they could definitely get away with giving him a really good weapon in Tomor Friesen. So this is definitely going to be his chance of standing out with that weapon refine depending on how good it can be. And he definitely needs it to be really good because he is not easily mergeable. The seasonal unit for this refine batch is going to be Winter Ephraim. We already knew from the Christmas banner that his refine was going to be in this month, and I believe next month is going to be newer Gantra, I think, yeah. So Festive Segment is a weapon that's on an armor unit and that requires him to be solo, and that usually never ends up being that good because now armor units are basically in this kind of tanking role with the save skills. So I feel like they could definitely try and modify this kind of effect and remove the solo effect, because being solo is gonna be really annoying, especially with the save skill. and it's not that practical for an armor unit, I feel like, because you're not always going to be having armor march support or something like that. You might even use the ground orders buff or just kind of some kind of teleportation, so that solo skill can be really annoying. So I think that they're probably going to be modifying this effect completely to remove that solo condition and maybe give him some kind of really solid effect. He can definitely end up being a pretty nice near save unit if he gets a really solid weapon refine that removes that solo condition of his weapon. So those are the 7 refines which we are going to be getting this month. I'm most excited about Eir, I'm not going to lie. And now let's take a look at the Ephemera manuals, and a precedence has been set with Valentine Fae, because this is the first time we have got a tier 4 skill in the free Ephemera manuals. So going forward, we could maybe get like Susparo 3 or something like that. That could happen, and this is definitely a really nice precedence because, you know, some of these skills have been out for a long time, and I feel like something like Deathblow 4 is not even that good of a tier 4 skill. You can just run an impact skill. There's just so many other, you know, tier 4 skills like the cat skills or the ideal skills that you could run. So this is a really nice addition, and she does have budding bow, which is basically an impact bow, but Sedgar also has that, so it's much better to use that from him. And she also has bold fighter and armor march. Deathblow 4 is definitely going to be the highlight here, and I think that many people are going to be trying to get her. I also want to give a heads up that there might be a possibility of a Pharma Valentine Fae whenever you know, the Echoes gets their Pharmas again, which is going to be happening in a couple of months because we're going to be resetting the cycle as Heroes Pharma is going to be there. The main fodder that Valentine Mist is going to be providing is with Rally Defense Res Plus and also Green Tome Valor. The Feign skills are still not available on the common units, but still, it's really nice that we're getting these Valor skills here. We have got that before as well, so I hope that they can eventually give us all of the Valor skills here for free in the Ephemera manual. It's definitely can save you some time getting more SP, and the double rally skill is pretty nice if you're trying to have that for your arena usage. The Grail unit this time for the Ephemera manuals is going to be Lugh, and he is definitely really nice for that wind sweep. There's just so many units with null follow-up in their weapon, so wind sweep can be useful, but I feel like wind sweep's value has definitely fallen off a bit ever since we got Ascended Fiorm, who has null counter disrupt. So many times wind sweep is not going to be the most effective option on many units, but still it's really nice to have on Lugh at 4-star, so we could easily get this from him. And the next unit that we have is Tatiana. So she mainly has the stand skill, which we didn't really have for a really long time, and you can pretty much use her for foddering of Ronin for the tier 3 version of this stand skill and joint drive speed. But still, this is a pretty nice you know, stand skill to have on a budget. We also have Male Morgan with his Spur Defense Res and Dull Range. Decent fodder, but it's not really going to be too useful. It's only useful on budget. Stall is mainly there for swap. I mean, I think most people have plenty of stalls at this point or swap fodders. And Maria doesn't really provide you too much here. Just Panic, Physic, Miracle. Doesn't even have the version 3 of Fortify Resistance. So I feel like the main units to get from this Ephemera batch are going to be Valentine Fae, of course Valentine Mist for that dual rally skill or, you know, Green Tome Valor, and Lugh for that wind sweep. So those 3 units are going to be the main focus for me personally. A pretty decent batch, and I definitely like the fact that they have the tier 4 skills now in the Ephemera manuals. So yeah, they did tell us about Summoner Duels S in that FEH channel, but they didn't really, you know, elaborate on that. So Summoner Duels S is going to be an event similar to Summoner Duels Ranked. It's not going to be like an entire mode. So you still have your regular Summoner Duels where you could, you know, play chill, just use the units that you like and, you know, climb up the favorite levels. But Summoner Duels S is definitely a competitive event where you can battle for glory, lose until 3 times, and then you're out. So it's kind of similar to Summoner Duels R in that regard. A lot of the rules of Summoner Duels R also apply here. The main difference is that Summoner Duels S has got this special veto rule. So this can allow you to ban the teams of your opponents. So here, this is the basic structure. Just like Arena Assault, you need to have unique units in each of your team. You cannot really use the repeat units here. So you need to have this whole regiment of 4 different teams here. You can have different captain skills here. Of course, the regular rules do apply. You can only have 1 dancer here, 1, you know, save unit here. And you actually cannot really see the stats or the skills. So if you're really tired of facing a particular threat, or your teams are really weak to a particular threat, and one of the teams of the opponent has that threat, then you can simply ban that team. Like if you're tired of facing Yuri, then you simply ban the Yuri teams altogether. But keep in mind that a lot of the whales have a lot more resources and have a lot more plus 10 merge units. So they're going to be really enjoying the diverse cast, the diverse barracks that they have, and building up, 4 different teams here. Compared to the people who do not have that many resources, might not have the most amount of meta units, they're going to be having trouble, just spreading out their resources into 4 different teams here. So it's definitely going to be resource intensive for those people if you do not have those kinds of units. And you can definitely spread the annoying units across your, different teams, I guess. Just have different meta units for each team, like Yuri, Legendary Sigurd, do a dagger in different teams and stuff like that. I think people are definitely going to be doing that. So that is the basic idea of Summoner Duels S, which I guess stands for survival. So yeah, the veto rule works like that. It's like a banning of 2 teams of your opponent. So again, you need to have the unique units for this, and you cannot really see the stats of the teams that you're going to be vetoing out. So the first step is to just veto out like 2 of your opponent's team out of the 4, and the opponent is going to be doing the same. And then you can pick your team and people can play. So it definitely makes it a bit easier where you cannot get like too hard counterpicked. So that is definitely a problem in Summoner Duels Ranked, because you could have your team, but then if you're having a bad luck, then you can just face an entire counter team to your team, and you're going to be losing. You cannot win every single matchup with your team. So that's very unlikely, and that's where the banning really helps you, helps the experience, I feel like, where you cannot really get counterpicked that hard. Just ban the team that is counterpicking you. So you need to have the fighter badge to even start this game mode, similar to how you needed that badge which you get at like 100 favor level, I think, for Summoner Duels R. And again, there's going to be bonus legendary and mythic units, which I find really annoying, to be honest, because they're really hard to inculcate in your team many times. Like Ashe was a really great bonus, but this time we have like a Gunthra, legendary Eliwood, and legendary female Violet for the bonuses in the Summoner Duels Ranked, which can definitely be annoying at times because not everyone is going to be having those units. So you pretty much just need to have the bonus unit on one of your teams. You don't need to have the bonus unit for every single team, which is definitely really good. And here they actually have something different for launch of this game mode. I guess they learned their lesson, because for the first Summoner Duels S, if you just participate, you're going to be getting the highest rewards, like the max rewards of tier 24. So you cannot miss to play this game mode when it launches. And that's, I guess, what they want for the participation, because the Summoner Duels ranked participation was absolutely piss poor. It was so easy to get like top 3k and top 1k in my opinion, because not too many players were playing. And the problem really was apparent when you kept matching into the same players again and again and again, which is really annoying. Like you lose to a player and you again match up with them. In one of the case, I was able to, rematch and get my revenge, but it's really annoying to play the same player who you just lost against. So yeah, not many players really participated in Summoner Duels Ranked. I guess if you were on social media, pretty much, most people didn't like that game mode from the start. So to just make this experience a bit better, they are launching this game mode so that you can get all of the rewards if you play it the first time. So definitely participate in this game mode. There's no reason not to, because you're going to be getting a lot of flowers and, top rewards here, which is really fantastic. So I guess that's a good way of launching a new game mode. They definitely learned from Summoner Duels R. But still, there are definitely going to be many people who are just going to be dropping out after the first time of Summoner Duels S, because like I said, it can be resource intensive. And of course it is, competitive with Glory and the fact that you can only lose, 3 times. So yeah, that is Summoner Duels S. I'm actually pretty excited for this to see how it turns out to be. It's definitely going to be favoring people who have like really diverse barracks here, because they can form these different teams. We also had a change to the summoning event for the special summoning revival tier, and these, revival banners are going to be having the older seasonal units, and these older seasonal units are going to be appearing as a 4-star special unit. So here they are pretty much explaining all of that. So the units from March 2017 to January of 2019 are going to be appearing as the 4-star special rate heroes, and these special rates are only going to be available on the following revival banners. Again, those same banners. So yeah, pretty limited stuff here. I mean, I think that they should have done this for all of these seasonal banners, because getting these older seasonal units is definitely not going to be hurting too much, just as a random summon chance. I've actually talked about the remix of Hrid Eir in my prior video, so you should definitely check that out. But basically, Hrid has got this kind of freezing seal too, where he could debuff the lowest resistance enemy and the enemies within 2 spaces of them with the guard effect, as well as -7 attack and defense debuff. And he also gets attack defense menace, so I have a feeling that he can get a refine that can go well with this remix. And then Eir gets attack res unity and also gets sparkling boost plus, and now it recovers 20 HP to the ally who has taken the most damage, and then she can also give the invisible +5 resistance during the combat to any kind of ally who has got more than half health. So definitely a pretty good remix here. We have seen memento events. There's also AETHER change, I believe. Yeah, Bright Shrine is going to be updated to Bright Shrine is going to be upgradable to level 9. We also have 2 new songs here. I definitely look forward to the Binding Blade song here. I definitely like it a lot. There are going to be the new maps. I did discuss it in that previous video, like I said, for the FEH channel. Summoner of Flame is going to be upgradable to level 5. And then we're going to be having Yanfei, Ignatz, and Kai'Sa added into the Grail pool. So Yanfei is definitely going to be a really popular merge project. A lot of people, I feel like, are going to be plus in merging him for the arena usage. And then Summoner Duels, max favorite level is going to be getting increased to 1600. So I guess they're going to be increasing this every now and again just to incentivize players to play a bit more and get some extra rewards. And hero merit has been increased as well. And they're going to be fixing some other things, like they're going to be adding, a new way of optimizing for your Summoner Duels S, of course. Nami's weapon did not function as to which the description described, so they're going to be fixing that. Also going to be, fixing the combat preview of Elm. And they're also going to be making it so that Fire Emblem Heroes is going to be requiring Android OS 6.0 or higher to play. So if you have lower version of the Android, then you will definitely have to get a new device, or maybe I guess you could play on Windows 11 if you have that, if you can update that on your laptop, or I guess on your PC. And if your PC is not eligible, I definitely suggest looking into TPM and how you can enable that for your PC and get the Windows 11 upgrade. So that is something you can look into if you do not have your Android device with Marshmallow OS, or I guess 6.0. So yeah, that is pretty much going to be the update notification. I'm pretty excited about the refines. Let me know what you think about the new Summoner Duels S in the comments as well. And if you enjoyed, then make sure to leave a like and a comment, helps tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using Super Thanks or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I wish YouTube sub boxes would show my videos as many times as the amount of people who are going to be plussed in merging Yanfei when he arrives. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.